Hey guys, I'm back with a tutorial, and this time we're gonna see how to make a big room track. And I'm gonna show you my track Dulhan, which was collaboration with Sanam. So here's the project file. This is how it looks pretty much. So yeah, for those people who haven't heard this track, I'll just give a quick playthrough of it. So this is basically the project. Like this was the drop. This is basically the main part of any track. So as you can see, there are a lot of stems because this was a collaboration and it was between FL Studio and Logic. So that's why we have stems. And another reason was that my FL Studio was kind of crashing when I was using Serum and Spire. Yeah, so that's why I have converted most of the things in stems. So you can actually use this if you want these leads, you can find them in the revealed Spire pack and even in the Festival Revolution pack for Serum. You can find those leads over there. So let's just see one each layer one by one, and let's just have a look. So this is the main lead. It's a silent patch, and here's this how without any mixing. So for the first lead, we'll just go one by one and see how it is. There's nothing much, but let's just go one by one. So there's this reverb, which is obviously like you have to add reverb in a big room because big room is all about the reverb in the leads, which makes it sound quite wide. So this is pretty much 25% reverb, and yeah. So after that we have a S1 imager just to widen up the sound, which is pretty much like a lot, 1.6. Then we have a camel crusher, which makes the sound more grittier and distorts it. The Saturn makes it more brighter, and I always use this preset which is magic mastering. It's I guess in the best, and there's this magic mastering. I'll turn the mix down to whatever I like. So yeah, this is how I have EQ'd this. As you can see, I've removed a lot of harsh frequencies, and as this is just the main lead for the top lead, so I just kept it on like I've removed a lot of low frequencies, like as you can see the scale. So yeah, there's one thing I actually do, like I guess this is the G sharp scale. So what I do, that I usually check the EQ on that particular scale, on that particular note, and I remove those frequencies because if my note is playing over there only, it's pretty obvious that the harsh frequencies are over there. It's not a rule, but sometimes this works. So you can try this out. And yes, and yeah, I've this is how I've EQ'd this thing. And there's this normal kickstart, just nothing fancy. After that, we have second lead. I guess this is pretty much a combination of many leads. I hope so. We'll see it. I guess I should rather. This is has this lead. I don't know why. I just want kind of that attack in some parts, so it blends with those, like, like it gives a kind of a impact on those particular sounds on the first hit. That's why I added this kind of a lead. Then this is the then there's this wide lead. This is the lead which Sanam sent me, and this is, yeah. There's one more. So let's just go towards the mixing. We have seen this one. Let's just go through this lead. Similar kind of reverb and some stereo separation. Again, a camel crusher. There's this thing that's a bit different. It's boosting the mid quite a bit of the sound, naturally enhancing it. And this is how it EQ'd. It's not like something different, it's very simple, but this is, as you can see that I've selected this preset, and on the top lead it's actually this one. So it's been sidechained more than the first lead, because this is just giving the background to the sound. This is not the main sound of it, it's just the width of the sound. It's like it's giving the width to the sound. So yeah, this is pretty much it. And after that, there's this lead. Then we have one more sound, which is the second lead. I guess are they both together or what? No, there's this one. And if you see all the leads together, they go to one bus. This is just a minor EQ for the final bus. There's nothing much. No, this one I've Actually, like they are grouped differently. So, so the most important part of big room is actually the kick and the leads. There's nothing like chords in big room. So, and to make the these days the big room are not exactly the way they were in the past. So the kick of this track is not like a big room kick. It's just this. And yeah, that's not a big room kick. That's obviously not a big room kick because big room kicks are like, as they are said, they are the big kicks. They pretty much fill the whole, because big room kicks even have the sub in it and they're pretty much big. And this is just a punchy kick. So, so we have added a sub bass with it. I've boosted the sub and even the kick. And obviously they are not playing together. And just to give more tone to the kick, there's this grid bass over it with it. So this makes it a different kind of a thing, which is like a simple kick mixed with a bass line and a sub, which makes it pretty much like a big room kick. So yeah. So now, how you make your track a bit more unique and interesting is by adding elements to it. So, as you can see, we have actually added a few things in this track. So, these are like one shots, but I really like those because they're like giving a nice impact to the track. So yeah, this gives a nice atmosphere, and even it's pretty much raving when you listen to this sound. And then we have the stabs. These were like before. There's a Saturn, Camel Crusher, and just to remove some of the low end, and a kickstart. And after that, we have some precautions and toms and stuff. And fill some space, I've added this chants from the Kashmir pack. It's just to fill some of the left out space in your track. Now there's this fill. There's even a vocal fill. I'll come to that, and some few more. I guess this is some effects and all. So yeah, there's this vocal. This, so there are glitches and some hoover sounds, and there's this glitch over here. Also, there's this some jungle kind of sound. So I've used a lot of things to make it sound a bit more interesting, because anyway background tracks are like really boring, like it's my opinion. So my main goal was to add different elements to make it sound a bit different from the normal big room. Yeah, but these days this kind of big room is basically like called as tribal big room, maybe, I don't know. So in the second part of the drop we have a few more things, which is I've added some more sounds. So when these things are coming inside, like when you're hearing this, the drop and something in the background suddenly comes in, like, oh, something is there. So these kind of sounds make your track more interesting. So if you just go through some sample packs and found something which is kind of weird, you feel that okay, this is not something which I would like to use, but then you can use it in sort of a precaution way, because this is mainly a percussion sound. I mean, it's the sound of an elephant, but I've used it as a percussion sound. So I've added some more vocals. So if we hear the drop without the leads, this is how it sounds. It's just so this is pretty much it. In the drop, I don't think I don't need to explain riser, these downlifters and crash. I guess these are pretty basic things. So yeah, these are the like the few things like I've added this vocal. I actually like this kind of stuff. This gives, like, this is something interesting in your tracks if you do in this way. And rest is pretty much normal. In the break, we have, as we had this vocals, like Indian vocals. Like actually, the vocalist sung the song.
आ गई है रुत छा गई है देखो पिया की मिलन की लूंगी साजन के घर जाने को डोली सजी दुल्हन की आ गई है रुत
Vocals of I've used the same vocal, but I've just duplicated and what I did is just panned one hard left, and hard right. And for the mixing, I've used just one EQ, the CLA vocals, and reverb, which is very important. I guess this is a vocal plate, and I've just removed some of the highs. I guess that's way too much, but yeah, I've actually boosted it, so I even removed a bit of it, and even actually there was some boost in this also, so I had to remove it because it was too much for me. And because the vocals had a lot of highs, so I added this thing.
आ गई है रुत छा गई है देखो पिया की मिलन की
So how to make it? It's actually simple. You don't just take your main vocal and
साजन के घर जाने को डोली सजी दुल्हन की
you need this plugin, little alter boy, and then it's totally on you what kind of sound you want. You have to play with the
साजन के घर जाने को डोली सजी दुल्हन की आ गई है रुत छा गई है देखो पिया की मिलन की लूंगी
so this is
साजन
how
के घर
I just made one more duplicate which was basically a lower frequency of the vocal.
आ गई है रुत छा गई है देखो पिया की मिलन की लूंगी साजन के घर जाने को
So you can
डोली
actually hear
सजी
the
दुल्हन
difference it's making. Yeah, so yeah, that is pretty much it. I don't really want to explain the rest because this is not really a big room kind of thing because it's actually ethnic style. And yeah, this is the it's a super sauce. Just finally see the mastering of the track, how it sounds without any mastering on it. So the first thing is that make sure your mix down is good enough, and it has enough headroom. Before you proceed to mastering, it's very important to have headroom. So the mastering, there's this normal EQ. I guess I've used that for some automation. I guess maybe. I hope so. I don't know. Okay. So after that, there's this glue compressor just to tone up a few things, and then we have the main thing, this is the Ozone 5. I'm still using the Ozone 5 because it takes less RAM than the Ozone 8 and 7 because I have both of them. So there's a little bit of reverb, just a little bit. I know that's crazy, but I always do that. And some excitation, like, it's pretty just point 0.3. That too with it's like really less. And there's this stereo imaging to make sure that everything is mono. I don't really take it to 100% because what I feel is that when you are like listening to the bass part, if you'll just check this thing, like let me solo this. So when you take a reference track, when you actually see that their sub is not exactly like a one single line, because when you actually see like it's important to take reference tracks when you compare with their tracks, because when you completely mono something, it's just one single line. But I've seen the professional people are not really having just one single line, which basically means that their subs are more thicker and there's something tonal in it. That's why I never take it to 100%. I just keep it somewhere between 50 to 70. And there's this maximizer. I've just add a little bit back to the track because the headroom was pretty less, because the main I don't use this limiter, the maximizer of Ozone. I just add a little bit of gain, and after that I'll use the Pro L for that. And there's a crazy 10 dB gain, which makes it sound really big. And yeah, this is pretty much how the mastering has been done. So I hope you have learned something from this tutorial. If you want the FLP, it's in the description of the track. You can download it, and more tutorials are coming. Like I'm making a series for progressive house as well. And yeah, there's a FLP giveaway with that too. So stay tuned for that. Thanks for watching. I hope you like it. Bye.